Some journeys are definitely longer than others, and that could be the same when you're coding. You just got to keep on going. In this task, we faced problems. So we're going to look at how to solve a problem in Python. So the background is the Fun and Games series. We wanted to create a card game that's like Rummy, but with 7 cards. That seems quite straightforward, but it's not been as easy as you might think. Well, we've created most of the game already, and we have a simple 7-card Rummy game, but in the last video we showed how we might add suits. So in the 4 videos so far, we've been able to check to see the winning hand. We've created the simple game. We've added the computer as a player, so the player plays against the computer, and also looked how we could add the colour and the suits. So now we need to change the main game. So what do we need to change? Well, we need to change the player options, the computer options, and also we need to change the code that checks to see if we have a winning hand. When we add the suits, you can see that it's quite nice to have the colours. We have hearts, diamonds here, and we have a spade and clubs, but there is quite a bit of additional code. We also have to make a decision, because it's quite difficult to see what you've got in your hand. I think it's preferable to keep the original hand the way we showed the hand. Here you can see we've got 2 2s and 2 6s. We can also see that the 6, 8 and 10 are of the same suit. So although it's more work keeping the original list that showed the hand and the new way of showing the hand with the suits and the colour together makes it easier to play. So let's have a look at the code. We start off by looking at the different 2 hands. We have the hand that we get originally, where the cards are from 1 to 52, and then we have the hand after it's been converted, which is numbers 2 to 14, or when you look at them and they're shown, 2 to 10, and then Jack, Queen, King, Ace. So you've got 2 versions of the same hand. So the code is quite similar, except for we now have calculate suit. So we need to know what suit the hand is. We also have 2 versions of the hand, 2 versions of the flop. So when we get the player options, we're going to look at, in the code, we almost have duplicate code, but with the hand from 1 to 52 and the hand that's from 2 to 14. So we will do the same with the computer options as well. So it's quite confusing, but essentially what we're doing is we're using the cards when they're 1 to 52 and using the cards when they're from 2 to 14. So let's have a look at calc suit and get player options. We've got the print hand that we used in the last video of colour. We had the suits. Now we've got the printed card. We've got calculate suit. Now if the number is less than 14, it's going to be in the first 13, then the second 13, third 13, less than 40. So again, in the last video we showed how we can calculate suit, so we've added that to the code. So the calculate suit and how we print the hand, we've added the code from the last video. But now what about new code? Well, you can see here we've got the computer option, which we'll cover in the last video on this. But for now we're going to look at the player's hand. So if we come down to the bottom code, we can see we've got the player option. So what new code is added with the player option? So let's go up to our player option code. So here we essentially have the same code as before, but now we have the hand with the numbers from 1 to 52, which is important because before, if we had a run of 5, 6, 7 of different suits, that was counted as 3 in a row, but now that's wrong. We need to make sure if it was 5, 6, 7 they are on the same suit. So we can do that easily with the numbers from 1 to 52 because consecutive numbers would be the same suit. So we duplicate a lot of code for the 1 to 52 hand, the same as the previous hand. And what we need to do as well, we need to change our remove card code. So we'll show that in a minute. So you can see we have the hand, the full hand, the flop, and the flop which would be from 1 to 52. So again we do the same thing with a new card. So this code first of all with the flop card, and then the new card is the same. So how do we change the remove code? Well, let's go to the start of the remove card code. So again we have similar code, we just duplicate for the full hand. But what happens here, if for example we've got a jack that we want to remove, we've got to check to see first of all, is the jack in the hand more than once? So if we have a jack of diamonds or a jack of clubs and a jack of spades for example, we need to know which one we need to remove. So first of all, if there's more than one, we need to remove that from the full hand. And if it is one, we also need to know what suit it is, so we need to calculate that. So that code is duplicated for jack, queen, king, ace, and numbers 2 to 10. So we have remove 1 and remove F card from our full hand. So if we look for, if we just have one of them, we just need to get the card number. Now in our numbers we know that we have numbers from 1 to 52, but the card will be numbers 2 to 14. So number 2 would be either a number 1 or 14, 27 or 40. So we can calculate with the suit whereabouts the card is out of the number 1 to 52 and then remove it. So we can do this with the suit. The spades of the first suit would be I minus 1, then I plus 2, which is 13 difference, then I plus 25, another 13, then I plus 38. So what that's doing is that's calculating which suit needs to be removed. So if we have a number 7 for example, then it works out what number that would be between 1 and 52 for each suit and then removes it from the full hand. Now if we have more than one suit, we need to ask the user, do they want to remove a spade, a heart, a club or a diamond. So for example, if the user wants to remove a 7, is it the 7 of hearts, 7 of spades, 7 of clubs or 7 of diamonds? So once they choose the suit, they can put in S, H, C or D, then we look for the suit in that full hand. So if it's a spade, it's going to be the card minus 1. If it's a heart, it's going to be the card plus 12, club plus 25, diamond plus 38. So for example, a 7, if they want to remove a 7 of clubs, it will be number 32. So you can see here in the notes, you can see these are the numbers from 1 to 52 of the cards from jack to ace, and also at the top we have a number 2. So 2, 3, 4 up to 10 we can calculate the number. So in this code we use an if and an else, and then we remove the card from the full hand. So this code isn't complete and it's quite buggy, but we can look, we have the code we had previously, get cards, convert card, calc suit in the last video, number 4, printed card, printed full hand we did in the full video as well. Now remove the card from the full hand from 1 to 52 is the new code, and remove 1, and that's part of the remove card function. So the remove card function will call them when we need to remove a card from the full hand. So those are part of the get player options, which is very similar to what we did before, just a bit of additional code to handle that full hand of 1 to 52. So we've got to do the computer options still, which we'll do in the next video, and you can see we've slightly changed the code in the for loop and setting up the cards before the for loop so we can use both hands. So there's the player option. We need to check the hand to see if it's a winning hand. We need to do that as well before we finish, so again that will be in the final video. Let's look forward to the final video where we finish all of this code and we have the completed game. Well, you really don't want to miss that final video, and you won't if you subscribe. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and click the like if you like the video. Support us on different social media and join us for that final video.